Hi, and welcome to a fabulous Chubs Gone Wild episode. It's episode 430, recorded on February 7th, 2022, where the weather is 66 degrees and clear outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios. Hey, Tom, did you notice anything new about me?
There's a black man sitting behind you.
Oh, yes, a very beautiful one. But no, about me.
New glasses.
No.
You've lost
shaved
weight.
off all that scraggly beard back to my beautiful goatee.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
No, you can't really tell.
Oh.
Now, just the way the lighting, it makes it look like it's growing out. So.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. I'll believe you. This time. It's 266 days till Halloween. Better get them costumes ready. This is going to be the last Halloween that TJ the Zombie Girl will ever have at her job because she's retiring the next day. Yay. Anyway, oh, I don't think that was a secret. Anyway, it's 321 days until Christmas, 7 days until Valentine's Day, and 38 days till St. Patrick's Day. Woohoo! Already got your green ready? Yeah? No? Oh, okay. Well, you never know. Sean might want to.
What do I have to worry about? You know, it's like
well,
I just wear my Shamrock underwear and drink.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that later. All right. All right. Hey, it's time for the the Who Wants to Be My Chubby Valentine? Well, it's time to pick the winner.
Now, are you going to tell who the winner is? Or are you going to just surprise them in the mail?
Actually, I was thinking about that, but I think I'll make the announcement on the show.
Okay.
Oh, it's me. All right. So first, Miss Bacon wrote in and said, "Send me my Valentine." It's like RuPaul. Send in my girls. Also, Mr. Toppy wrote in and said, "I want to be your Valentine. I want you to be mine. I do. Very sincerely, Toppy Smelly." And then Mr. Nephi wrote in and said, "I want to be your chubby Valentine." No, wait. "I want you to be my chubby Valentine."
That's right.
Well, something like that. Anyway, but guess what? We did a deep dive. We rolled the dice, and the winner is all of them. All of them, because, well, I mean, there were 3 of them, and they are all people we absolutely adore. So all of them are getting a Valentine from us, already ordered, coming from Amazon, and it will be there around just before Valentine's Day. Thank you for being our Valentines. I love it. I'm not Charlie Brown anymore.
You know what's weird is I have been getting, well, I sent you that thing. I've been getting from Amazon. Just tell Siri that Alexa, just tell Alexa that you want Reese's trees. And I'm like, shouldn't I be wanting Reese's hearts considering Valentine's coming up? Why are they? Do you think they got an overabundance of Reese's trees and they're trying to get rid of them all?
Probably, I mean, especially at those prices.
Yeah, but you are buying a case of the stuff, so it's not like it's totally...
Yeah. Sadly, that I would love to do that, but that's in the past for me. Anyway, hey, that reminds me. Do you still have any of that candy that you were sent last year?
No.
Really? You got rid of all of it? That's wonderful. Well, we'll have to send you some Cadbury eggs this year.
Oh, I still have those.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know you don't really like those, but
no. Let's just say someone got a little high and broke into the all the chocolate stuff. and And once that bag was open, it was gone.
Yeah,
And I'm not referring to myself.
right. Yeah. Well, anyway, it went to a good place. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, books, videos, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Starsage, from Unify, Eric, Sean, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. So please go over to patreon.com/Matt Burlingame if you would like to find out how to support the show for as little as $1 a month. And there have been several new podcasts put over there on the Patreon. So, and more exciting, well, I think it's exciting, more exciting than the podcasts, things coming soon. Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, let's find out what happened this day in history, shall we?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. In 1964, the Beatles arrived in New York. From London Heathrow landing at the New York Kennedy Airport. Beatlemania arrived, and yeah, so that happened. And,
I've got one.
Okay, yes.
In 1974, on this day, Blazing Saddles opened up to theaters. And you know, the thing is, I'd be curious to see if like younger people would be offended or delighted by the show.
That would be interesting.
Because I mean, you know, Brooks was really smart at the way he approached the whole subject matter, and I don't know. I would really be interested to see how people feel about it who are not of our age, who grew up. You know, I mean, I remember one of the first Blu-rays that Warner Brothers brought out real cheap was Blazing Saddles, you know, and it's like bobble that thing up, you know. So everybody's got, you know, somewhere deep in their Blu-ray library, they've got to have a Blazing Saddles if they're, like I said, if they're of our age.
Right. Yeah. Because I remember seeing that several times, and I thought it was really funny. I haven't seen it for, gosh, probably 20 years though. Wow. Okay, well, in 1962, there was a full U.S. car embargo with Cuba. 1904, the Great Baltimore Fire begins. In 1984, Navy Captain Bruce McCandless II becomes the first human to perform an untethered spacewalk. That's scary. 1992, the European Union Treaty was signed. In 2002, President George W. Bush announces a plan to federally fund faith-based initiatives. In 1812, a violent series of earthquakes near Missouri caused a so-called fluvial tsunami in the Mississippi River, actually making it run backward for several hours. What?
That's very weird.
Yeah, very. In 1881, plea bargaining gains favor in American courts as Albert McKenzie pleads guilty to a misdemeanor count of embezzlement in Alameda County, California. He had originally been charged with a felony for taking $52.50 from the sewing machine company for which he worked.
Shoot, you have to steal more than that from a CVS to get arrested these days.
1968, forensic evidence solves a crime. 1775, Benjamin Franklin publishes an imaginary speech. And finally, in 1979, Josef Mengele, known as the Angel of Death by Holocaust survivors, dies. You want to talk about a horrible fucking person. Horrible.
I don't think he was even human.
Well said. All right. Well, let's move on to better times here and check a day and see if we accidentally celebrated anything fun today. We have E-Day. All right. I guess there was E-Day, and this is E-Day. Ballet, Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, National Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
I'd like to celebrate that. Thank you.
The fettuccine, that does sound kind of good. The National Periodic Table, roses, send a card to a friend. Oh, I celebrated that. Anyway, wave all your fingers at your neighbor's day. Oh, not just the one. And yeah, so that's what we celebrated today. Also, as it was mentioned, today is National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, where Black communities have made a great progress in reducing HIV, yet racism, discrimination, and mistrust in the healthcare system may affect whether Black people actually seek or receive HIV prevention services. The issues may also reduce the likelihood of engaging in HIV treatment and care. Of the estimated 34,800 new HIV infections in the US in 2019, 41%, that's 14,300, were among Black and African American people. Now, when you consider that Black people only make up 13% of the US population, that is not good. But there is some good news in that each year those numbers have been declining. If you want more information on this, go to sacgrs.org. All right, today's affirmation. Taking a deep breath, please. I keep my inner child happy, and I am happy too. So basically give me an Etch A Sketch and a couple ice cream cones and, all right. Did you have an Etch A Sketch?
I'm thinking I probably did, but I don't remember. I remember playing with them because we had them in school and we had, and well, I mean, everybody had one. So I'm thinking if I didn't have one, somebody else I knew did. So
yeah,
I wasn't as good as Buddy the Elf was on the SF.
Right? That was funny.
He was really good. Yeah.
I had one, but yeah, I was not. I tried to play around with it, but I didn't. I made squares and shit. So yeah. All right. Well, we've got some birthdays. I want to give some shout outs to some birthday people. Eventually. Here we go. Today's birthdays. We have Jesus. Jesus. We'll go with that. Also, Jose, Kevin, Sebastian, Jennifer, and Larry Queen. That Larry Queen is 48 years old. Friend of the show, someone that we absolutely love. He's almost reaching dating age. All right. Also, upcoming birthdays who want to send birthday love to Faye, Richard, Scotty, Deanna, Koji, Stephen, Thomas, Guy, Losa, and also we've got Shy, Mike, Justin, Robert, David, and our friend Dave. You know who I'm talking about? We went to his Christmas party one year. I just don't want to say his last name, but bigger guy, you know who I'm talking about. Oh, friend of our former George. No? Okay. Kurt's friend?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. I knew he'd get there.
Anyway, I miss him.
I do too. I really do. All right, so happy birthday to everybody. Have a great day. moving on here. In feedback, I'm not sure if I got this comment in last episode, so if it is a repeat, forgive me, but Sean wrote in and said last week's Boba Fett episode was good, more humor than I usually expect in Star Wars. And then got some Chub hugs.
What do you got?
Who you got?
No, what do you got?
Oh, I'm sending a general Chub hug out to everybody who's just absolutely freaking burned out with everything. And that's it.
That's it. Well, I want to send a Chub hug out to all my friends that seem to be in either Mexico or Hawaii right now. And, you know, within the weather just looks spectacular. The views look spectacular, but they had to really want to go there to deal with the shit that they have to on the airlines and,
Yeah.
you know, getting in the States or the country. You know, good for you. I would, if I had the opportunity, I would not. I just would. I mean, when we went over to Maui in November, it was, you know, it was like jumping through hoops, and then it got worse, you know, and I just so I hope you're enjoying your time, and don't get COVID while you're there, because that would be bad.
Right.
Well, one guy's coming back from Puerto Vallarta, and he said, okay, negative test, I'm leaving tomorrow. You know, yay.
Yeah. Now you got to have that negative test, or they won't let you on, I guess.
Yeah, in some places, you know, like a test one day and then 2 days before. It's like, come on. If it's the day before, I think it's because if it shows up positive, then you get the second test to get it negative, because just because of the false positives that are out there. But still,
right.
I want to start going places where I'm not like, I have a stash in the car of masks, so I'm never without.
Right.
Because one time I actually had gone to the grocery store, walked right up to the front door and went, I don't have a mask with me, and had to drive home.
Yes.
But I had one mask. Now I've got like 4 or 5. Well, no, I've probably got about 8 masks in the car, because Sean leaves when I drive somewhere, he leaves his masks in there. So I just have a bunch of masks. They're all his masks,
right,
that he uses at work, and then boop, 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 and I inherit them.
Yeah, we've inherited. Well, we got a big box of them for the car, because I usually have a system when I leave the house that I usually have 1 or 2 in my pocket, but it's always good to have that backup in the car, just in case. Yeah. So here's a question for you, though. Talking about that, so there's been more and more of a push to just do away with the restrictions, like everywhere, like even people who are more on the liberal, like, what the fuck are you thinking, protect yourself, wear your mask side, are kind of at the point of just like throwing their hands up and being like, okay, whatever, we're all vaxxed, we're all boosted, just, you know, let's just let it go. So if that happens, will you still be wearing your mask in public?
At certain places, yeah.
Yeah.
See, okay, you know, I'm all for just ending the mask mandates. You know why? Because we're the ones suffering through it. The fully vaxxed people, fully boosted people are having to wear a mask when they really shouldn't have to. I mean, all this leftover residual variant consistent bullshit is because not everybody would get the vaccine. You know, this could have ended a long time ago.
Yeah.
But we've got these, you know, laggers, you know, and it's fine. Let them get it. And then, you know, then they can go, oh, I wish I would have gotten the vaccine. Yeah, well, too bad. I know it sounds terrible, but I'm getting tired of it. I'm just tired of they always get away with this shit because, oh, well, you know, it's my right, except, you know, if you need an abortion or you want to marry a man, but then it's not okay. But other than that, it's their lives, right? So,
well, you heard that like Ottawa declared a state of emergency because that weird trucking thing. Look it up. we won't talk about it on the show. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, but I think that it's beyond just being fed up with it. I think that we, as a species, especially as in a people like that, like us, I will say, that really want to do the right thing and are being subjected to this constant fucking insanity. I think that it's beyond just upset or even burned out at this point. I think that it's going on to a full-blown break. And so I understand what you're saying, but I think that we're all getting to a point where we're so over exhausted with it that it's just like, fuck it. Anyway, moving on from that happy note. Hey, so we had some celebrity deaths. I know, right? Not my, yeah. Anyway, I do not know how to pronounce this. Tudat Woo? Tot Woo? Anyway.
Duda.
I don't know, but he was a rising rapper and he was fatally shot outside his home in Brooklyn on February 1st. Also, I'm telling you, they're naming these young people with alien names. Chesley Christ. What? I know, right?
Why are their names so hard?
Stupid young names, and these are even like, you know, I don't know. They're star names. So anyway, the beauty queen turned lawyer and extra TV host died at age 30 on January 30th. And then, of course, Howard Hessman, the actor who played DJ Johnny Fever on the sitcom WPRP in Cincinnati, died at 81 on January 29th after suffering complications from colon surgery. That's sad. I was surprised that he was 81 though. That's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, and of course it's on the 4th was I think it's the 4th was the anniversary of Karen Carpenter's death in 1983.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, current topics. A parent tries to ban Michelle Obama's book from a Texas school district by saying that it promotes reverse racism. Right. Also, Cyndi Lauper's iconic Girls Just Want to Have Fun video hit 1 billion views on YouTube. Released in 1983, the song's enduring power is a testament to a lasting impact of the lyrics. The song won the first Video Music Award for Best Female Video. Only 4 other singers have hit 1 billion views. Can you name them?
Okay, how many?
There's 4, other than Cyndi.
And is it just on one video?
It is on the YouTube channel on their like song.
So it's for a single video, not a performer.
No. Okay, so it is 4 singers who have released videos.
Obviously, no, I get that. I'm just making sure it's for the video that we're talking about, not the singer. Yes. The views of the video. Okay, I would say Thriller by Michael Jackson, just because every year everyone goes back and watches it again. Let's see. I would say that it's more current ones that I probably don't know who these people are. Sadly enough, I don't want to give up.
Okay, so actually, you were kind of close with the Thriller, but it was Michael Jackson's Billie Jean.
Really?
Yeah, I know, right? Aha's Take on Me.
Okay, I can see that.
I can see that one too. And of course, we all know Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up because of the Rickroll thing. So that was one of them. And the last one was a surprise to me. It was Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I would never have guessed that one, but I might have guessed the Never Gonna Give You Up, but Thriller would have been one of mine too. All right. Well, fun trivia for you there. Hey, here's a new little segment. It's called Let's Whine on Next Door. So I looked up, here's a couple posts from next door I thought I would share with you. What the heck is going on with the fireworks in February? My dog is about to have a heart attack. Oh, it was Chinese New Year was the answer.
Okay.
Yeah. Is anyone missing a chicken? I have one stuck in my trampoline. That's a real post from next door. I just thought it was funny. And we'll share one more and then we'll see if I want to keep this segment next time. Today I was driving on my way to church and I went in the fast lane where Jesus took the wheel. Then I noticed the hood of my truck was jumping. I immediately slowed down and put on the emergency lights and tried to go to the side of the freeway, but the cars wouldn't let me. Well, then all of a sudden, an SUV got out behind me. It was big and black. It helped slow down the cars lane by lane, and he got out and asked me if I was okay. I told him my car hood was lifting. I was shaking, and he closed it and made sure it stayed shut. I just want to let people know there are still some good people out there. No?
Don't keep the segment.
I just thought those were funny. I was like, seriously, this is the shit you're posting on Nextdoor. Anyway, with that, Tom wants to talk to you about.
Well, it's already that time.
Yes, girl.
Okay. Let's see. You'll probably talk about that. So I'll wait. You'll probably talk about that. Well, last night on the Righteous Gemstones. Well, last week, the oldest son and his wife were almost gunned down on a bus that had some problems, and all of a sudden these four guys I assume they're male on motorcycles stopped and machine gunned the bus. And then on last night's episode, they came up and they machine gunned John Goodman's truck. So I don't know if he's dead or alive. So that was very exciting. And a spoiler alert. Okay. Project Runway, I won't say who won, but I was happy who won. It's the one I would have picked.
Okay.
Which seems to be rarer and rarer on that show for me. So RuPaul's Drag Race, the queen that got sent home was no surprise. But the one that the queen sang against was, they're terrible. They're very pretty, very charming, but they're awful in comedy and the acting portion of it. Yet, boy, when they lip sync, it was like, okay, they commanded the stage. It was really, really good. Let's see. Finished season 2 of Mystery or Secrets of Sulphur Springs. We had solved the one mystery that had been going on the 2 seasons, but something else has moved into room 205 that's causing problems. And now the father and the mother finally believe that there's something going on, where the kids were trying to tell them this for months, and they were like, no, kids.
Yeah.
So anyway, it had really good cliffhanger. I mean, not great cliffhanger, but it was like, oh, please let there be more. And like I said, it is a kid's show, but if you like the old Candle Shoe or the Nancy Drew mysteries, the Hardy Boys, it's how this feels. It feels fun, and just kind of you don't have to invest a lot into it. Just kind of let it happen. Finished the first half of Ozark season 4 because they brought out 7 episodes. They're going to bring out another 7, and I want to know when they're going to bring them out. This is bullshit. So now, and that one had a really good cliffhanger. Gilded Age has been fun. You and I talked about how a couple of the characters seem very wooden, and we don't know why. Maybe I don't know why. I mean, maybe the nouveau rich mother is because she's not used to being around these people. Maybe that's a deliberate thing, because she's not one of these rich upper crust bitches in town. So they want her to seem even
more
less.
awkward.
Well, yeah, and so when she's trying to talk to them, she just sounds like more like a hick than she sounds like them. But actually, the way she sounds to us is like she's reading lines off a script.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I'm still loving the show. I loved when in episode 2 when they had this big. It was like a fair to raise money, and it was going to go over a bunch of days. And the nouveau rich wife said, "Oh, since you lost the place you're doing it, why don't you do it at my house? I've got plenty of room, and that way you won't have to pay to put it in the new place." And they go, "No, we're all locked in and everything." So then her husband shows up at the thing and buys everything and says, "Send it over to my house in the next hour." Okay. And they're like, "But this goes on for 3 days." Well, it doesn't anymore. Next time you might want to think about doing it at my house when my wife offers to do it at my house.
Right. And I love that they're like, "Oh, well, we think that hopefully the whole craft fair will raise about $30. And then he just goes to each booth handing out $100 bills. "I bought you out, bitch." And I really like that scene. It was really good.
Yeah, it was fun. Big Brother is Celebrity Big Brother is going on right now. We're actually almost a full week into it. We've already sent somebody home. It's one of the housewives. I don't know who she is. Teddy from some housewives. And the current head of house is Chris from NSYNC. So
I was actually thinking when I heard you talking about it on Swanner and Judd over at swannerandjudd.com, I was thinking that I might actually watch it because they have one of my favorite people, Todrick, in it.
He's a bitch in this.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of he's really working hard, and instead of, I mean, I don't mind you playing hard on the show, but you can't be obvious about it.
Right.
You got to be a little better. And he's it's because one episode, well, the first episode, he goes, "Oh my God, I'm in an alliance with everybody but Todd from Different Strokes and Chris Kattan, and that's only because they've been sleeping the whole time."
Oh, that's right. I wanted to look up Chris Kattan because you were
my God
on him, saying how ugly he was now. And...
Well, not he. I mean, he looks the same, but so much older. Well, I think it was Sean said he looks like a troll, and I don't mean like an older gay man. I mean he looks like a troll. So he could really get a lot of.
Oh, honey. Oh, you're right. Wow.
You know what he needs to do is go down to where they're making the Lord of the Rings series in Australia or New Zealand, because he could definitely get a job as one of the hobbits.
Oh gosh.
The old angry hobbit, that is.
Apparently he had a neck injury. But other than that, it says that actually, this was a question 3 days ago. Somebody had asked, does Chris Kattan have a medical problem? And they said, other than his stiff upper body movement because of a neck injury from doing a stunt, that he is totally healthy. So,
I mean, because I used to love when he did that, on Saturday Night Live, the Jungle Boy, remember? And he would eat an apple and just go and devour the apple, and it would go flying everywhere. It was always hilarious. But here it's like he just. I don't know why him or Todd Bridges even want to be there. They just don't feel. They seem like they're just there just to get the experience. Well, they're not going to win shit.
Well, I imagine though that they get paid for being on the show for however long they're on.
Well, everybody, if you're on television, you get paid.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that maybe they just were like, hell yeah, I'll be on a couple episodes and get a little funds in. But
Actually,
well,
I think for these kind of guys, it's all about the exposure.
yeah.
So, casting directors go, "Oh, they're still alive. Oh, I should consider them."
Well, we
Um,
wish him well and hope that he does a
yeah.
good on there.
So on the show, the after party on Apple TV, Tiffany Haddish and quite a few well-known comedians. Well-known, and you saw them, you probably know them, but me saying their name, you might not know who they are. But somebody, one of the girls from Broad Street, one of the guys from Mad TV, and you see them. Oh, okay, that's who they are. Okay, so let's see another show called A Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window.
Yeah.
And it's on Netflix, and it's got Anna from Frozen is the lead, and she has had a tragedy in her family. She is now divorced, I assume, or her husband's gone, and still alive. So I'm assuming it's divorced. And she sits in her house and drinks and stares out the window all the time, and takes pills for her anxiety and stuff. So
she's fit right in with us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so there's a new neighbor that crossed the street, and she's interested in him, but all of a sudden he has a girlfriend. But then one night she sees this woman being killed through out of her window in his living room window, and so she thinks that the girl's been killed. But they've got she's a stewardess, so she's in Seattle. But we just found out that her airline doesn't fly to Seattle. So she's like, oh my God, something's going on. So it's like a murder mystery and it's a comedy, but not on purpose. And no, it is on purpose, but not deliberate comedy.
Yeah, so it's a dramedy.
It's a dramedy, but it's so ridiculous that it can't be taken seriously either. So, but it's fun. Half-hour episodes, really good, well made. There's a new South Park that's just come out. The first one is season 25, and in this one, what happens is the kids do something, and in Mr. Garrett's class, and they all lose the privilege of pajama day.
Oh.
And where all the kids get to wear their pajamas, so they're going to be the only class that doesn't. And now the parents are revolting because you can't tell our kids that they can't wear their pajamas to school. We're going to start wearing our pajamas. And some guy goes, well, I don't want to wear pajamas to work. You're an anti-pajama-er. That's what you are. So they're playing the whole anti-masker thing.
Yeah.
It's quite hilarious. And they're so good at really playing with pop culture and what's going on, and really making everything look even dumber than it already is looking. And then I did see a movie called Nightmare Alley. It's on Hulu. This is Bradley Cooper, Cate Blanchett, Toni Collette, Ron Perlman's in it. It's Bradley Cooper plays this man who at the very beginning of the movie, he takes in this old cabin, he takes a body and throws it in a hole in the floor, and then lights the house on fire and leaves. You don't know what's happened. And I hate when my ring goes off and there's no one at the door. So,
but there is.
So what happens is he ends up at a carnival where he's like doing odd jobs. And but what he's actually doing is learning all about all the things that are going on in the carnival, right? He's learning each of the jobs. So what I thought, well, okay, this is going to be kind of interesting, because he's going to go in there and he's going to make the carnival so much better, almost like a P.T. Barnum would. And what ends up happening is, he just learns all the tricks and then leaves and starts grifting rich people. And I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? This is not the movie that I saw in the previews, and I said, "Oh, I want to see that." This is some weird ass thing that it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, um, so I didn't like it. But I'll tell you, um, costumes and cinematography and art direction, just amazing. Just because it's like, because it's a carnival, right? And this is a traveling carnival, so it rains and it's muddy and it's real. It's not all, it's not Steven Spielberg clean and pretty.
Right. Yeah.
This is like tromping through mud, and these people are cold and poor and just, yeah. So, but it's just about grifting. The whole show's a big grift, and I don't like grifters. So,
No.
and there was something else I wanted to tell you, and I can't remember what it was, but I'll try to remember it. I didn't write it down. So, tell us about your week, girl.
Well, I finally got that thing. I've been bitching about the high prices over at Safeway, where we usually go, and so finally, our dear friend Mr. Clint said, "I will go with you to Foodsco." Actually, that's not exactly how it happened. It was more like, "Please, bitch, will you fucking go with me over here so that we can see if it's any better?" And he's like, "All right, but we have to stop at Dairy Queen first." And I'm like, "I'm lactose intolerant." And he's like, "Well, I'll eat yours." So I had chicken strips. I love chicken strips. Yay. All right. They're here for your soul. Anyway, so we went to Foodsco. There were some things that the prices were much better on. The rest of it was pretty comparable. So it was kind of the same thing, but there were some things like the bag of boneless, skinless chicken tenders at Safeway is like $13 now, and over here it was like $8. Then there were cans of the big chunky cans, like the clam chowder ones. Beautiful. They were 99 cents a piece, but you had to buy 8. And I'm like, it's a bit much, but they were $1.49, which is really good because usually they're like $2 to $3 at the other place. So anyway, lots of different things, but the meat, especially the meat prices for beef, were so much better because a 3-pound roast over at Safeway would have been almost $40, and right in that range. And yet over here, we got 2 great big roasts in one package for like $22, which was really nice. Except there was a lot of fat, like the hard, like
That was a chuck roast, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, chuck roasts tend to have some
A
good.
lot of crap in them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
great.
What? Go ahead.
The price was so much better.
Yeah, it really was. So I think I'd like to at least make a monthly trip over there, for like the main staples and stuff like that. And also, flour was like $8, like just a thing of flour. That was insane. Okay. Anyway, so that was fun and everything there. I got to hang out and everything. But other than that, I have been writing. I've been doing a lot of writing. So I've gotten back to that, and I'm really happy about it, enjoying it. But it is one of those things I still have to really push myself to do every day. And so then I've been watching. Oh, your COVID-19
Finally.
things came. That's another thing on the next door when I was cruising through that earlier, is so many people were bitching that they hadn't gotten theirs yet. And we had ours like 4 days after we asked for it.
I think it was even sooner than that.
Yeah, it was quick.
And I put mine in just as fast as you did.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you got them. All right. So I've been watching a lot of well, I actually haven't been watching a lot, but I did catch up on everything yesterday. And I watched the new Boba Fett. And so I got a question for you. First off, if you have not seen the new Boba Fett yet, episode 6, close your ears, jump ahead 30 seconds, whatever you need to do. This is a spoiler. So my question to you, Tom, you've seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, let me just tell you this. I don't know. I'm thinking I would love to see it happen, but I don't think it's the right decision.
Yeah, okay. And for those of you who have seen it, who want to know what we're talking about, my question is just, is the Mandalorian getting another season, or are they just combining the two
Oh,
shows?
no, Mandalorian's getting another season.
It is.
I was
Good.
talking about the question that was asked at the end. You can go,
Oh,
or do you stay? If you
see,
go, remember this, you can't, if you follow love, it's only going to be around for a short while, where this other one will last you a lifetime,
right.
a long lifetime. So, and I don't know what that answer is going to be, but yes, there's going to be a new Mandalorian starting very soon.
Good. I kind of have a feeling that Grogu or whatever is going to choose to go with the Mandalorian and be part of that story.
So I mean, I think it's a smart decision for his career, but I think it's a poor decision for the character.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing is like, why can't he have the little thing and still be I don't know. I just think that was stupid to say that he had to make that choice. But I mean, I know it was representative, so
it's the old way. That's the problem.
yeah.
That's how it was done in the past. When you're a Jedi, you are a lone wolf.
Yeah.
Jedi tend not to make relationships because it only endangers the people they're with, and it also then they have to make choices that they don't want to, that a Jedi should not have to make.
Right. So I mean, I understand it. I understand its representation, but I just also thought, it's just a piece of armor. And then of course the CGI of the special guest star, which I won't mention for some of you who may not have seen it yet, I thought was pretty damn cool, actually.
They did the same thing on the Gemstones, the Righteous Gemstones last week. John Goodman looked 25, 30 years younger than he is right now.
Wow.
Which, completely had Sean's attention during the episode.
Oh, I bet.
And it's it's amazing because they did it in Guardians of the Galaxy with Kurt Russell for like 60 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wow, I wonder how hard that is to do that much film. And this was on Gemstones, it was a full half-hour episode. And on this one, there was a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And so is it just gotten that easy that I mean, is it just you push a button and go take this much age off?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but if it is, let me tell you that a lot of plastic surgeons for actors and actresses will be out of work because they'll just go in and say, hey, can you young me up with the CGI? And they'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, I need to look 18 in everything I do.
Right. And can I get this to go? Anyway, and just like that, which is the Sex and the City reboot, it was the series finale and it was really good. It made me sad cry and happy cry. I will say though that and you don't watch it, so the They Mitzvah, because Charlotte's youngest daughter decided that they were transgender, and then so they've really been playing up this storyline, which is fine, although it feels very, very forced. And then so they throw a they mitzvah for them when they turn 13, of course, and they must have spent at least a good $30,000 to $50,000 on this they mitzvah, including having to find they rabbi, a trans rabbi, to come in. And I mean, they just I don't understand people that are at this level of rich because I just don't get it. But anyway, I'm saying if I went through all that with my kid and they decided that they didn't want to do it at the last freaking minute, didn't want to walk out there when all the guests and everything were here for no damn good reason, I would have been pissed. Charlotte did her thing. I would have been pissed. That kid would not have gotten another damn anything out of me for a long time.
Well,
But I will say that the best character of the episode, though, and I want to actually see more of them, is the trans rabbi. Absolutely awesome. Good timing, funny. The character was on screen less than any of the other characters and had more depth to them in just those lines. So they were awesome, and I want to see them back. Anyway, what were you going to ask?
Well, first of all, you said series finale, so
Yeah, it's all 10 episodes have been up. Are up.
Okay, so there's not going to make any more.
Oh, no. Oh, I meant
Season finale.
Season finale. Yes. They haven't all, apparently, as far as I know, they haven't all said, oh yes, it's gonna be back. But basically all the things are saying, yeah, they're gonna do it more. And I hope they do, because they really, especially in the last few episodes, finally hit that really good stride. So I hope it comes back. All right, call me Kat. Kat tries to get Max to sing original songs, and Randy paints Carter's son's fingernails, which makes Carter flip out until Phil, played by Leslie Jordan, tells him how hard it was for him, and then Carter paints his own nails, and all is well again. Okay, so it actually was a fun show, but the whole Phil Carter scene and stuff where, like, Carter goes through the whole episode flipping out because his, like, I don't know, 12-year-old son or something got his nails painted, and he's all about it. And then the whole thing is solved with a little talk with Leslie Jordan, where Leslie Jordan says, well, I just think it's so nice these days that they can do that, when back in my days, you know, we really had to struggle because we weren't able to do things like that. And then all of a sudden Carter's like, oh, I never thought about it that way. Well, I'll go paint my nails too and support my son's nail paint. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
I know the show's terrible.
It is not terrible, but I will say that that was the most cliche, it was just like, what the fuck? No, what the fuck is with that? Anyway, How I Met Your Father, cute, formulaic still. I'm enjoying it, but not super invested in it, except I will say that Tom Ainsley, who plays the British guy, is insanely hot. And just for you, so that you know who I'm talking about, I posted a very shirtless picture of him from an action flick that he did. So go look that up.
I saw, let's see, I just saw the episode where he is looking for an apartment.
Oh, okay. So there's two, I think two after that. One after that.
I was all excited that the Indian guy got all naked.
I know, right? Wasn't all the guys on the show are hot in their own way.
Yeah, no, well, he is like, although I'm sure that they shaved him down a little around the area.
Yeah,
because he was just too smooth for. Well, I shouldn't. But knowing that hair he has on the rest of his body, he should have been hairy around there. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very formulaic, and but it's not terrible. And that's what I was going to tell you. The guy who plays the vice principal that she's going to go out with, he is Turner in the new Turner and Hooch on Disney.
Oh, interesting.
So he plays Tom Hanks' son.
Oh, no, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Although I'll tell you, as on this show, his character is like my least favorite. But you know,
well, he just showed up.
Right, exactly. They haven't really done
Oh,
anything.
that's right. You've seen the next episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's featured in the next episode even more. So
That's what I just said.
yeah, well, that's what I said too. Witches 1990. I watched the current one. I wanted to see the original again. The original is 1,000 times better than the modern one. I'm sorry, even though I love the lead actress of the newer one.
You
Which
do?
uh the newer one? Okay, now keep in mind I'm talking about her name.
Oh,
Oh,
Octavia Spencer.
yes. I fucking love her and everything she does, and she was the best thing about that movie.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And not in it enough.
Right. And so anyway, watching Witches, the 1990 version, the original, it felt like a fairy tale. It felt like a storyline. It felt like what it should be. And I really liked it a lot more. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
They're such so different.
Mm-hmm. I started to watch Extraction on Netflix with Chris Hemsworth a couple months ago and didn't finish it. Well, I finally finished it the other night, and I thought it was pretty good for, it's just a shoot 'em up, basically thing. But the thing that got me was like, by the time he got the kid across the bridge and all that stuff, like the whole city was just dead. Like they had already blown up, killed, shot, everything. There could have been no life left in that city. Everyone was dead. So, I mean, this was just like the biggest. I don't know how the hell they had so many cops in this rural little town to be able to kill all those people. So it was insane. But he was delightful in it, and yeah, actually, I thought he brought some goodness, some character to his character, which was really nice. There were a couple
Never
of really
a problem
good
for
scenes.
me.
Huh?
Hemsworth, he's too damn cute.
Oh, he is. Oh, and especially like he's all bloody and dirty and messed up and everything, and yet his eyes just shine through everything. I was just like, oh, he's so pretty. Anyway,
I just wish he was hairy. If he was hairy, he'd be like
oh, I know, right?
Because he grow a great beard,
Yes.
So, well.
Yeah. All right. I tried to watch Total Recall 2012 with Colin Farrell. Great cast, decent setup, crap film. I couldn't make it all the way through it.
I don't know how they went so wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
The first one's not a great movie, but compared to this one, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, I would watch the first one again with no problem, but this one I was just like, ugh, I can't. Single Drunk Girl. The first couple episodes were really hard for me to watch, I guess maybe because we know people like this main character. But episodes 3 and 4 were actually really good. They got some, I hate to repeat myself, but they got some real depth in the characters rather than just AA and drinking cliches in the writing. Have you seen it yet? Have you seen the new episodes yet?
No, I saw, I think the third one, I saw the one where she goes to the roller rink.
Okay. So yeah, that one was pretty good, but the one after it is the St. Patrick's Day one, and I think you'll find that really funny.
Okay.
So won't talk much more about that for spoilers, but yeah, I'm liking the show finally.
Okay.
So, and then of course the last we talked about the Gilded Age, which is fun, light. Not feeling the tension and drama that I got from Downton Abbey, but I'm still enjoying it. And I'm loving Cynthia Nixon as the spinster sister aunt lesbian. She's just fun. Like everything else is all like, la, 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 and then she just throws out something and it's like.
Well, it's because your character gets to be one of those that doesn't follow the rules because she never had to.
Right.
And
exactly.
So, and in that time period, and with those people, that's something that not a lot of people got to do.
Yeah.
Now, who's Emma Stebbins?
Okay, so Emma Stebbins, when you watch The Gilded Age, remember when they went to Central Park and they were right outside the Bethesda fountain, and the lawyer was talking about that have you seen the statue of the angel on top of the fountain, right, which is now considered like the heart of New York, right? So, and he's like, and he's reading
that's where That's where Santa lost his rocket on his sleigh
Yes,
on the tip of the
exactly.
engine wing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he was talking about Emma Stebbins was the one who made the statue, and Stebbins is a family name, so I looked it up, and she is my sixth cousin 5 times removed. So, and not only am I related to her, which was kind of cool to find out, but she was an open lesbian and had a, quote unquote marriage, how that it was back then, with the one of the leading actresses of her time, American stage. So I just thought that was a fun little thing to throw in there after watching The Gilded Age, because I was looking that up. Anyway, all right, moving on from there. Guess what we want to do?
We want to be loud, be proud, be too much.
Yes, and to be you.
I want to be me.
Yes, because Fat Marketer Clothing wants all of us who have been told that we're too much of something to turn them negatives into some positives. And Chubs Gone Wild listeners, you can do that. With the code FMWildChub, you get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And we want to wish them a happy anniversary. They've been together 9 years. 9 years. That is awesome. And we also want to wish them another anniversary. Fat Marker Clothing is celebrating their 5th year in business.
Wow.
That's awesome. So we are happy to know them. All right. Well, here's some advice. It comes from Miss Manners. A little change up here. Dear Miss Manners, I am chubby and I'm getting married soon. My future mother-in-law sent me a 10-day diet to follow. I had surgery last year and it's been difficult for me to lose weight. Shouldn't she accept me for who I am? What should I do? Well, first off, pig out. Second off, I would say I just want to do something insanely mean and everything, but I won't. I won't, like, smash her face in a cake or, tell her that she's old and barren now. Anyway, I don't know. What would you do?
How far away does she live from this mother-in-law? That's the question. I mean, if she's going to be interacting with the mother-in-law all the time, I'd say cancel the wedding. But because I don't want to be dealing with that bullshit forever, and it will be forever. But let's just say that I have a mother-in-law who doesn't like her children to be chubby, and to the point of where they spent a lot of years dealing with that
issues and things like this,
right? And it was a it's just one of those things that parents do. They put unrealistic things onto their children, and then when the children can't meet up to them, it haunts them and into adulthood. And so, but I don't worry about it because I don't interact that often. But I'll tell you, if it was all the time, there would be some problems.
Yeah, I don't know. The Scorpio in me says that I would probably find the one thing that they're sensitive about and then send them a how to fix that. But yeah, sorry. I the whole mother-in-law shit and stuff like that, it needs to be nipped in the bud. You don't mess with me. That aside, because I am a really nice person otherwise, right?
Oh, of course, yes. You are. When I think of nice people, I always think of you.
As Big Fatty says, I'm one of the nicest people in podcasting. Anyway, moving aside from that, though, yeah, I think I would be fairly pissed off. So
yeah, but like I said, it depends on how you feel about their child that you're marrying.
Yeah, well, that's true. But the other thing that would bother me is if I was a woman or whatever, whoever, we had kids, would she be doing the same thing, constantly fat shaming the kids if they got a little plump? And that
Sure.
pissed
Yes,
me off even
it would.
more.
Oh, well, but it happened to you,
Mm-hmm.
happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, the thing is that as much as you want this world to be a better place, it's never going to be that good. Fat kids are always going to get shamed. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a fat boy is going to wear a t-shirt into the pool so he's not picked on.
Uh-huh.
Fat girls are not going to wear short dresses because they're going to be picked on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's nothing is, I mean, it'll get better, but it's never going to get right.
Right.
And so it really comes down to how you feel about who you're marrying in this case. If you can, if they mean enough to you and that mother-in-law is not close enough to see on a weekly basis or something close to that, then you can probably deal with it. And it's interesting that people tend to be, well, no, they're going to be fat shaming. I mean, they do. They're going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
And they will, even with grandkids. I'll guarantee it.
Right. Okay, well, Miss Manners says, gentle reader, unless this plan came with meals, it was not a present, merely a rude suggestion. Yeah. And certainly does not require thanks, let alone compliance. But in the interest of maintaining future family harmony, Miss Manners suggests you nevertheless politely tell her, thank you, but I feel that I should consult my doctor on all things health related. I am certain he wouldn't feel it was in my best interest to rush a weight loss just because the wedding is coming up.
See, she's trying to be polite.
Yeah, well, she's got manners.
Hey, that's right in her name.
Yeah. Hey, Chubs, did you ever go to a high school reunion?
Yeah.
And how was it?
Let's see. The 5th was not much different than high school, which made going to the 10th. The 10th didn't happen. Then there was I want to say the 20th was more interesting because everyone had lives and children or careers. It was different.
Yeah.
They were no longer, because the thing I hate in school, I mean, I liked my clique, but I didn't like anybody else's.
Right.
So they tended to be less cliquey. And by the time I went to the last one, which was, what is that last one? It was, let's see, was it 40? Yeah, the 40th. The 40th one, there weren't a lot of people there, and the people that were there were very nice, and nobody was judging anybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was just that, it's like, oh, well, this was a nice chance to see a bunch of people I don't really don't ever talk to. But then I'm on a Facebook, class of 1977. So a lot of the people who were on there, I might not have associated with. I mean, I knew them, but I didn't associate with them. And it's interesting. I happened to, for the most part, I had a pretty good high school experience. So, but I don't need to go to them. It's not something I'm pretty much told, please come, please, and then I'll go. But I don't need to go to it.
Right. Yeah. I didn't actually go to high school, so I don't have any reunions to go to. But there was my clique from 6th, 7th, 8th grade, that kind of clique that went to the school that if I ever kind of heard about or wanted to go to a reunion, I could always go and probably revisit most of them. But yeah, I don't have the big desire to do that the way that I did when I was younger, because I wanted to prove that I did things. And now I'm just kind of I don't feel the need to impress you people.
Yeah.
So
And,
anyway,
and the thing is, you actually go there with no one. You go to the 20 with intentions of impressing people. You don't go there after when you hit your 40. You don't go there with any kind of
yeah,
any kind of thought of I'll show them now.
right. Hey Chubs, how often do you?
Wait, it wasn't my 40 because that would make me.
I was gonna say
it was my 40 because
oh okay.
I'd be 17 and that was when I was 50. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay. Hey Chubs, how often do you clean your kitchen?
Well, I try to clean it after I use it, but I mean, are you talking a full scrub?
Just clean your kitchen.
Yeah, it's usually what I hate is if you do a lot of sautéing or frying. I hate the grease.
Yes.
But then there's also other people in the house that don't clean up after themselves, so that's irritating.
Yeah. I clean my kitchen probably twice a day. First thing in the morning, just in case there's anything out there, and then after I've cooked the last meal at night, I usually go out and do it again.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I just very diligent about keeping the kitchen picked up. And with the grease thing, I know what you mean. What I usually do is I pull everything out that I need to, and then while the grease is hot, I'll just strain it right into the trash, into a container, and then
I'm talking about the stuff that splashes onto everything.
Oh God.
Splatter.
I'll tell you one thing I hate is cleaning the stove.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just have this dislike of doing that.
Now, do you have a flat top or do you have the burners?
Burners. We have a gas stove.
Okay,
so we have
mine's electric and it's just a flat one, but it's oddly enough it never wants to stay clean.
Right. Yeah. No, ours is we have to lift up the grills and wash them and then go. Yeah. So
yeah, I always hated those. They have inserts now. They're the rubber insert stuff that you can kind of put in there so stuff splashes down, it lands onto a kind of like the because we have these sheets that you put on to the barbecue. So if they go across the grill, they can handle flame and everything. They're these plastic sheets, and then you pick them up and your grill is perfectly clean afterwards. You just take the sheets up and you wash them off and then put them back on. It's great.
Wow. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, and they have them where you can lay them into the well of the burners.
Yeah. We have in the middle of our stove, because we have the 4 burners, and then in the middle of our stove, we have a griddle burner, like a 5th one. And so that's always interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually used it though. So maybe one of these days I'll make some pancakes or something. All right. Let's see. Trivia question for you. We're not doing the Golden Girls because the Golden Girls ones were just like so random, we'd never get them.
Oh, and considering I only saw the Golden Girls when the Golden Girls were on.
Right. But I mean, they're weirdly like, what did Uncle Marjorie usually call Stan? I'm like, what the? I don't know.
Oh, that's like me going, okay, on Big Mouth. What day is Jesse's birthday?
Oh, August 3rd.
No, it's April 16th.
Yeah, I would have no clue.
Right, because first of all, you haven't watched them, or if you ever had, you don't watch them like I do. So
yeah,
and then that's the problem with those kind of things. So make it more general, make it less weird. Like, what color were the earrings that Rose wore when she went on the date with the
exactly. So I actually just pulled up some random TV trivia, and so here's a question for you. Who played Chandler's father on Friends?
Oh, shit.
One of these things is not like the other. It wasn't Elliot Gould.
Okay, so that
it wasn't Brad Pitt.
Well, it shouldn't be because they're the same age. See, I was thinking, I remember Tom Selleck dated
Oh yeah, Courtney. I
dated
think.
Courtney Cox.
Yes.
And but that was the caliber of the parents that used to come on when they had, let's say, older guest stars come on, that
Hmm.
they were of that caliber. And I cannot remember, but I remember that it was somebody big.
It was, but it may not be thinking around what you're thinking though, because remember this is Chandler.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Kathleen Turner.
Oh, so it was she was transsexual?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was one of the things, is that he was gay, but he was like he transitioned, and so one of the jokes was that his father was a transition and did big shows in like Vegas and stuff. So, and it's funny because when I read that at first, they kind of had the options, and I thought, wasn't it Elliot Gould? And then I saw Kathleen Turner. I'm like, oh, that's right. That was the big joke, and she was fabulous on that too.
Well, she's she's just, I've always loved her.
Hmm.
Oh, why am I frozen?
Because your heart's
Oh,
not open. Oh, there you are.
you go. Okay.
Okay.
It's like my thing doesn't want to. All right.
All right. It's time for what's in
I saw her in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
I bet she was freaking awesome in that.
Oh yeah, it was a tremendous show.
All right. So what's in your lunchbox? Well, Mr. Moose answered the call and says, somewhere here, an order of Thai dynamite chicken, breaded chicken with carrot and bell pepper in a sriracha sauce. Yummy.
Yes,
and
please.
wonton soup. What?
Yes.
Okay, and wonton soup for an appetizer. And then
That's not enough soup. Okay, go ahead.
Chicken and mixed vegetables in a wine sauce over noodles.
That's yes.
Here's the one for me. Tempura shrimp in yum yum sauce. Hubby liked it. I bet he liked your yum yum sauce.
Yum yum.
Sauteed black tiger shrimp and scallops in olive oil, butter, and garlic. Made a fruit salad with navel oranges and strawberries. The house stinks of seafood.
Oh,
I bet it does.
Yeah, it's so funny because Sean, it gets home and he'll walk in the door and go, oh, are we having blah blah blah? And I'm like, God damn it, how bad does this house smell?
Maybe it's not bad.
Yeah. So
yes. I actually have some frozen fish that I need to cook soon. Oh, that reminds me. So, being lactose intolerant as I am, I found some lactose-free cheese that I don't think is like the weird cashew nut cheese stuff, but it's like slices of a cheddar-like cheese. And I'm almost very tempted to try it, except it's like 10 slices for like $7.
Well, like American processed cheese, it's not, there's no milk product in it.
Yeah, isn't it like mostly just oil and stuff?
Yeah, it's oil and crap.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that I stopped buying that because it was just oil and crap, and I wanted a real cheese, and now I'm like, I can't have real cheese. But yeah, anyway, it's so sad. It's a sad situation. Sad situation.
Well, that's not the way that goes.
Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Oh, wow. Elton John's going, wow, I should have thought of that medley, because that's certainly not the one I wrote.
Hey, send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com, or leave us a comment at chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/chubsgonewild. Watch our videos over at YouTube. All you have to do is go over there and just Google Chubs Gone Wild. Please consider becoming a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. Find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swanranchette.com. Find their podcast in iTunes or in iHeartRadio and listen to it naked while soaping yourself up in the shower. Find my books at justkisstheguy.com and check out his other, well, that'd be my other podcast at bigggaysexshow.com. And of course, you can always give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Yes, Queen. All right. Well, that
Oh, wait,
brings.
by the way, have you watched that new show with Jonathan on Netflix yet?
Not yet. It's top of my queue. I just haven't gotten to it.
It's like Jonathan is Curious. Is that the name of it? Yeah.
Something like that.
It
Yeah.
looks like it's going to be fun. I haven't checked. Hopefully, they're only a half hour.
Oh, I hope so. But I've heard some good stuff about it from others. So.
Well, he's growing on me now.
Yeah.
But I think he's got some really terrible taste in clothes.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that on the last Queer Eyes, he looked like he was wearing maternity dresses.
Well, that first dress, not first, but he just had a skirt pulled up and like a sweater over it, and neither of them were appropriate for. I'm sure that the guy who does clothes, what's his name?
Aunt Anthony?
Tan.
I'm
sure Tan was like going, "Oh, Jonathan, you look so hideous. Can I please get you?
Yeah.
Let me go to the thrift store and get you some new clothes."
Yeah, but I think that they're probably too nervous to say anything to him since he's kind of doing well. He is non-binary, but that doesn't mean that you can't have decent fashion sense. You can mix and match and still look good. Anyway, so, all right. Thank you for joining us for another fun episode. We would love to hear from you. Just send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com and let us know what's up.
And don't forget, next week is our big Valentine's Day episode.
I know we're both going to have our respective partners on, and we're going to be talking about love in the Chub Chaser world.
What, you're going to have like a hand puppet?
Oh, honey, you have no idea. You just wait. You just wait. Anyway, can blow up dolls talk? Anyway, we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.